What's going on? Move the mouse back in City Skylines, the town of Plainville, season 11, episode number 9. No mods, no cheats, no DLC, just base game. And in the last episode, we're expanding, right? We let this grow out in between the two previous episodes and then started building over this way. And we've got a ton of zoned residential, which we don't really need all of yet. But that will slowly but surely fill in, and we'll use this external block here that we haven't zoned yet to do things like police and fire. We put a big fire station here to do some of that to support this outer network. But today we're going to ignore all the problems. We're going to ignore all the bodies over here. We're going to hope that everything's going good. And we're going to come over here and start to think about one. We won't do this today, but we're definitely going to kind of clean these up. It's just it's a little lumpy. I don't know. I'm not crazy about it, but what we need, right? We don't need it, but we should do it because we've unlocked it. We're talking about all the base game mechanics that we can is harbor and cargo harbor. So harbor brings in outside connection for tourists to come and go by sea, place at seaside, near a harbor route, which we can do anywhere anywhere along the shoreline. It will connect to that route that's out there, and we can do the same thing from that island, from all the way down here if we wanted. So we could definitely put this way off towards the edge of our map, but I think I'd kind of like to do let's do the cargo one first, because I think it's gonna be more valuable. I think we're gonna put some industry up here. We could always do some more forestry, but so let's see here. Let's break out the landscaping tool first. We will flatten. We'll go a little bit bigger brush. Ooh, this is a steep incline. Let's grab a height. Let's pick a height. Let's go right about here. Let's zoom way out and try and come up with kind of a straight line. So we'll turn our strength all the way up. And sort of bring that out like that. Okay, so that gives us a little bit of space to actually plop the harbor down. It's a little tall, I realize now. So maybe we'll come down to there. Let's do that. We'll go over to our water structures, and we're gonna do a key wall here. And we'll do a straight one if it'll let us. Okay, now we'll smooth around that. So let's go back to our landscape brush, and let's cut that back a bit. Let's see where the water settles on 3 times speed. It's kind of running up those rocks, huh? Maybe I should come down here and rough up the outside a bit. Let's do that, and then we'll come back up here with a smaller brush and smooth this out. But that gives us a nice flat key wall. So let's get the cargo harbor in here first. So this one can kind of be tucked off under here. That does have a road, and without mods, we can't really change that road. There's a Touch It mod playing on PC that allows you to actually modify the roads that come in here. This is a 2-lane street. We'd probably like to make this a one-way street. So you reduce it down to 1 lane, but what you can do is if you lead a one-way road into that, there's no way to leave coming out. So it ends up that the traffic will flow the way that you want it to. It just cuts down to 1 lane, unfortunately. Another thing to keep in mind with this is, yes, you need the shipping route, but you also want to have some sort of route to get over to your industry area, which right now is going to be just connecting back into the highway for now. That's good enough. We'll come over here and do an exit. So let's do that real quick and get this thing hooked up. Why don't we use regular roads? I'm going to pause it because this is totally going to disrupt things. But let's do 2 straight segments of road. And we can use that zoning as a guide, basically, right? So we've got these straight segments that will upgrade back to highway later on, but we know that they line up. They're straight. The nodes are together. So that should give us a good, easy way to accomplish what we're about to do. We'll come over the road, sort of in the middle. Let's see, how close can we get? Right there. You know what? We'll leave one extra tick for highway upgrades. I forgot about that. So we'll come out to the second box there. So that will act as our overpass. We've got a ton of room to kind of bring this down and hook this in. So we'll switch over to our elevation step options. I'm holding Y or triangle, going over to snapping. You can also hold Y and click left stick in. A little shortcut there. And I'm going to set this to the lowest of the 3 stages. And what that lets us do is come down much less abruptly. So I'm going to come out 10, down a click, 10, down a click, and then 10 again. Down a click. We're still kind of 1 elevation tick off the ground, but that's an okay spot to stop for a moment. This is where we will split our highway off. So from here, we want to connect. I mean, we could do something as simple as that, right? If we want to hook it in a little bit better, we could run kind of 1 segment parallel to this. If it'll let me. It's not going to let me click on the angle that I want to click on. What road is trying to line up with this node way over here? Come on. So we could do that. Something like that. Relatively free-formed, flowy, but not too crazy. I don't know. And then over here, we want this one to come out first. So let's curve this one. I always make these too small. So let's come out 15 on this one, which is when we see that extra line pop up. Oh, of course. We want to be bringing this slope down too while we're doing this. So we'll come out 15 again. Let's come out 10 this way. So it'll be a little lopsided, and we'll come down a click. We'll come out 15 again. Right? 15. Down a click. We'll do down a click maybe to there. Will it let me go there? No, we'll do that. So we could make this a little smoother if we wanted. We'll come out 20 units on this one. We'll come out to there and click down. 20 to there and click down, and then we'll hook it back towards the highway before. That's not too bad. That works. So, I mean, could we make these a lot smoother? Yes, we could. Could we make more room and bring these out this way and round it out? Yeah. Is this going to slow people down? Not much. So I'm totally fine with that. So let's get back to our highway. Let's get things reconnected and upgraded and facing the correct direction. And then we can worry about how we hook the rest of this in. So while we get the highway piece out, let's upgrade all this, make sure we don't have any problems. We'll break that last segment and then we'll freeform a little bend right there. That could work. And then back to upgrade. We'll do the same thing over here. Make sure it all connects. And then we'll do quick change direction there. Okay, then we can upgrade all this. So upgrade to on-ramps or exit ramps, whatever. What are they technically called? Highway ramp. That makes more sense because it is on and off. Now you can kind of spam the A or X button or what, B button, I guess, on Nintendo, whatever it is. But on console, you can't like hold the button down. You can do that for change of direction, which I will show you in just a second. So we have to reverse the direction of this one right here. So if I go into the change direction tool and I hold that button down, all I have to do is move my left stick basically to highlight segments. Be careful when you get to intersections like this because you don't want to change what's happening underneath. And then this is all about getting on the highway. So this is all backwards until there. Come on. Oh, we didn't hook this up? So let's do that. We'll upgrade one last piece here. Or one last stretch of road. Not one last piece. We're going to upgrade all the pieces. Change direction on this last piece. And we should be good there. So now, how do we hook this in over here? Well, we might want to tuck some more industry in here. And before we even consider where our roads go, let's break out our smoothing tool, max size, max strength. Is that really max size and strength? Seriously? Let's slope. So since there is quite the hill here, let's make that a smooth transition, right? Coming down this hill. And then coming on the highway, why don't we kind of loop that around this zone? So if we slope to there, we'll do that. And then let's kind of mark where that road will be. So I'm going to go with the tree brush here. And I'm actually going to clear out some of these trees for right now. We can always put them back. That's not a problem. But I kind of want to have a little bit of a tiered approach here. So I want to see the ground a little bit better. We'll go back over to our slope tool. And if this road kind of hooks out through here and then comes back down this way, let's slope up to here. So we'll eventually fill this in with some more industry zoning of some type. But let's get down to what, a 2-lane, one-way road. That's fine. And we'll freeform this to get off of here. Let's get a straight road through this segment. And this will let us zone some industrial space off of there. Let's get rid of this last segment so that we can hook this in a little bit better, like that. And then we'll come through down this way, and this should be a relatively smooth slope. Kind of right there. So we'll hook that in, and then we'll bring this up through here. so that that is all hooked up. And now we can do some zoning kind of built in there. Keeps plenty of traffic flowing off the highway. Did I really do that? Did I come back up here? Whatever. Fix it later. Covered up with some trees. So we've got, what do we got? We have a cargo harbor here, but we haven't powered and watered it yet. So water is the easy one. We'll cover this whole road in water just because it is zonable. In case we do build anything on there, it will already be covered and closed off with a little redundant loop. We could also assume that we're going to be building through here as well. And we might not. But we don't have to water it, so that's the good news. If we come over to power now, what do we do? What kind of power draw does this place have? Does it tell us here? I think it does in here, right? Electricity, 1600 kilowatts. So what can we do? How's our wind over here? Not great. How's our water over here? This should be good, right? I mean, they are using a fraction of that. So, I mean, we could even get away with that. Still plenty. Let's go right here, right on the edge of this road. That's totally fine. Something a little different. And we'll just run the power like that for now. So we've got play at 3 times speed. We've got our cargo harbor in. It's hooked up to the highway. It's a little bit of a slop fest over here, but it gives us some room to build some stuff in here. We do have the most industry demand right now. So maybe we'll look at this. We'll get a little bit of that met over here. Let's build out a little bit of a grid. Where's our straight shot? So right here. Was I building off of the bend there technically? So that's nice and lined up. Let's bring it down to there. Oh, I got a little bit off there. Okay, we'll come down like that because we're going to leave a little bit of space right here to loop back around with an exit ramp. That way, if you want to come back into the zone, you can. Let's get police and fire over here. It's not great, huh? Does that fully cover the area? A little bit better. So let's make this kind of its own little access road over here. So coming off just before our cargo harbor, we'll have a little street right here. And that should give us just enough room for... Wrong. This one. We'll do the big versions because I think we can afford them. A police and fire for over here. Also, since this might be polluting anyways, we could probably do kind of a similar thing right here. Let's see. We don't want this too close to the water. So let's do a dump and incinerator over here. Where is that? Right here. Right? That's not near the water. We're already picking up the water before that. It's pretty close. But we'll do that. Let's start with a, how far down the road can we go? We'll just do that. So there is definitely that height difference there. We could flatten that out a bit if we wanted to. Let's come in here and Let's zone this back street for now, because this is the one that's going to be easiest to connect to our temporary power grid over here. This isn't going to sustain a lot of industrial buildings for a very long time. Let's do that, and I'm hoping that that is all that will remain connected there. We can start to then bring this over this way, right? And we can think about connecting across the train tracks, because we'll probably have something over here. Even if it's just a residential pocket or some high-rise band office, you know, we'll put something on this side of the highway, I think. We'll look to thicken up the trees and clean up some of these lines in a future episode, just so that everything kind of looks nice in the background. And maybe I will work to resolve this a little bit. I don't think it's bad, though. I think it works. We've got buildings popping in here. Should we just assume that they're going to have power complaints very shortly and get disconnected? Might want to. Cannot build on water. Why are you trying to build at the bottom of the ocean? That's your problem. Is that going to break the rock? Come on, I don't want to break the rock. I just want to power this stuff. Can we get from there? Where can we get? What is it trying to snap to? Is that the other half of the... Must be the other half of the... What do you call it? The thing. The thing under there that's holding the things. Canal? That's the thing. That's the word I'm looking for. The thing. Okay, so we've got a cargo harbor. We already got some cargo coming in. We've got it roughly hooked up into our power. I really thought that this was going to be useful, but it isn't. It isn't, considering how fast we decided to move industry in there. So let's talk about kind of some future expansions. We've got to probably do one more high density residential area here. Maybe we could even look at high rise banding. This thing is so huge. Oh my God. I just panned the camera in and it's like, hey, you saw me here, right? Yeah, we saw you, Colossal Order. We saw you. That one might go. It's too big for anywhere that I had in my existing downtown, but we'll have kind of one more set of apartment living there. And then I think we'll have residential and smaller commercial kind of spread out to the outskirts. Maybe we have an office pocket somewhere, but we'll kind of keep building out and expanding. This is filling out nicely. Let's take a look at what people are complaining about. So we've got some abandonment happening. We don't have enough educated workers, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. I really feel like we have to fill this middle segment up with some trees or tighten it up. At this point, trees will be the easier route, but definitely going to move in one more large pocket of people here. How far does that get us, though, honestly? Does that get us anywhere where we need to be? 80,000. We're like halfway there. One more pocket of high density will give us a good chunk, but not necessarily enough. But we'll see where we can get. Our next milestone is at 44,000. That gives us a great option in the nuclear power plant. Done worrying about power for quite a while after that. We'll probably need 2 nuclear power plants to get to 80,000, I think, but that should cover us. Floating cafe, park object, cargo hub is a little different from what we just dropped in. So before we worry too much about this, I also left a little bit of room in here because we're going to want to look at cargo hub. So cargo hub is the functionality of cargo harbor and a cargo terminal by accepting both train and ship traffic. So we'll delete this, drop that in its place, and we'll have a train network. And then we can start looking at, can we move this metro over here maybe? Can we then have a cargo train coming into our industrial area over here? We'll have obviously one supporting this area. So it's just another way that trucks can move stuff around, right? Bring it to the cargo harbor, let the train take it the rest of the way, keep stuff off the road. So we'll try and get those 2 pockets connected at the very least. Maybe we'll look at also connecting over here into these areas, the forestry and farming, which you could certainly expand because they've settled down quite a lot. but there's still so much to do. So what are we going to unlock? We're going to unlock an airport. We're going to unlock monuments. So we don't have too many unlocks left. So we can kind of worry about filling in the space that we've got for the next couple milestones. We're not going to be chasing unlocks that much. If there are things that you would like to see, though, let me know in the comments down below. You know, would love to kind of cover those things in respect to the vanilla base game. Once we get those unlocks for the monuments, we're gonna introduce some of the DLCs. And the way that there's a couple different ways I've been tossing around how to do it, but I think the way that I'm leaning on is going to be to just build out, you know, a major rebuild of the city using a DLC and kind of look at what it does to traffic, to money, to all these different things, to the complexity of the build, and sort of give you a sense of that. Then we'll hit the reset switch and add the next DLC. The other idea that was tossed around was like maybe have a neighborhood kind of, or a section of the town devoted to each DLC. But we'll see. We'll kind of see how it plays out as we get there, but we're still quite a ways off. So again, let me know what you'd like to see in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, likes, comments, shares, they all help. They are all so greatly appreciated. Subscribe if you're new and hit the bell to get notifications for updates in this and other series. If you'd like to support the channel, links to that and lots of other things in the description down below. New videos Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, usually cities, sometimes it's some other stuff, but check back for more updates, lots more tips, tricks, builds, and squirrel moments. Until the next one though, move the mouse, signing off.